this is my second career. My first career was in pharmaceutical sales, biotech sales. I spent, 10 or 11 years in that industry as a sales representative, as an account manager, and had a really nice 10, 11-year career. But towards the end of my tenure in sales, I've always had an interest in the law, and I decided I was going to apply for and attend law school in the hopes of getting a law degree and going back into the biotech industry. So that was my kind of a little journey towards the legal career. When I finished law school, which was in 2011, the last year of law school, I clerked for a local law firm, and it happened to be a criminal defense firm. And during that year, I kind of developed an interest in the criminal justice system and that whole process. And so when I finished law school, I stayed with that firm, and then a few years later, I broke off on my own. I've been on my own ever since. So that's kind of the path that takes me to today. My practice now is almost 100% criminal defense. One of my best assets is building a relationship with the client. It comes from my sales background. I've been able to kind of transition the skill set I developed in sales into the legal profession, whether in terms of relationships built with the court staff, judicial officers, even the other side of the argument on the prosecutor side. I developed good relationships with prosecutors. And even though we're at odds, we're on the opposite side of a criminal case, I think those relationships are still important. So I think that's kind of one of the things that I bring to the table, that I kind of transition over from sales. And I think in criminal law, definitely in any area, legal area of practice, I think you need to, I think it helps anyway. I don't know if you need anything specifically, but I think it helps to have a big picture view of things, to see the whole kind of the entire thing, rather than obviously there's times when you have to focus on the details and the specifics, but I think it's beneficial to have a big picture in mind, like where your goal in every case. Every case you have certain goals, and to have keep the big picture in mind. I think those are some of the things that have helped me in my practice. Firm looks at each individual client as an individual client. We don't follow any type of particular blueprint or any particular, I'd say, blueprint. We look at each individual case separately, because each client comes to my firm with his or her own, history, his or her own perspective on things, very individual and unique fact patterns. Sometimes can take a case where you have the same exact criminal charge, but fact patterns are so different and so unique. You really have to look at things, each individual client as an individual. It also, I would say, it's important to, not every client has the same goal. Not every client has the same needs. So the other thing you have to look at is interviewing each individual client, making sure you're on the same page as far as the kind of the calculus of the case, but then each individual case is unique and different. Diligence, working hard on each case, strongly advocating for my clients' right. Constitution of the United States is obviously the major factor in the law, but certainly in criminal law, the Bill of Rights is a very important consideration in criminal cases, including the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments to the United States Constitution impact almost every criminal case. So certainly you want to have a strong understanding of those particular amendments to the Constitution, keeping in mind the entire time that your clients always have rights, regardless of the posture of the case. Those rights are always maintained all the way through. My practice covers, let me count how many counties. My practice covers Lorain County, Cuyahoga County, Summit County, Geauga County, Portage County, primarily those 5 counties. But I've also had clients and cases in counties outside of those 5 counties, including Lake County and some other counties.